So I used to travel 7 hours a day and work for 8 hours. So in my beginning 4 attempts, right, I couldn't qualify prelims. If I joined foundation, I couldn't get time for myself to study. For mains, I was actually not knowing GS1, GS2, what are the subjects within that. So I came to Sir Krupal sir of this Fight Club IAS. I came to sir telling, sir, I really don't have any notes and I don't know what is there on first paper. For second paper, I was like, okay, now I'll go back home. Left the exam. So I used to think that I already have a very stable and my profile was good. So I can definitely do well in this IT field. The role of mentor is extremely important and we need to get the right mentor. The mentor should be motivating. I was working hard. I was never a student who wasted the time, but my hard work was not in the right direction. And when we go and sit right out of the door, we feel like running away. Yeah, to a certain extent, mock interviews helped me, but I felt like one-on-ones were very, very effective than mock. UPSC is one of the good things, but it's not the only thing. I would definitely do something else. Preparation for mains, I'm really very thankful for the Fight Club and the Krupal sir.
Hello, everyone. Today we have a special guest. I can even call a superwoman with us. Why I call her a superwoman is she's not just a UPSC aspirant, she was a working woman, a married woman, and a mother of a toddler, most importantly. And she's none other than Navya, who secured All India rank 696. And she's here with us today. So, hello, Navya.
Hi, ma'am. I'm good. Thank you. How about you?
Good. I'm good. First of all, congratulations for your success. And it's just because of your determination and hard work, I can say that you're here. So, how are you feeling?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm feeling very grateful, more than happy because I think a lot of factors worked for me this time to be on the other side of the list. I'm very grateful.
Oh, that's nice. So, we just want to know a little about your journey. When did you start preparing for civils, Navya?
Ma'am, I started preparing from 2015. I gave my first attempt in 2016. I gave back-to-back 4 attempts till 2019. And then I took a break almost close to 4 years and I reappeared again this time.
Okay. So you were working in between from when did you start working? You were working as?
Yeah, I was working as an engineer first. I graduated as an electronic and communication engineer in 2014. Since then, 2014 September, I have been working and I'm still working at one of the firm.
Oh.
So I worked in 3 firms actually. Over the period of 9.5 years, I never took a break. I have been working since then.
Oh, that's nice. So then when did you start exactly preparing for civil services? A full-time preparation, as everyone says, that you have to dedicate like 12 hours, 14 hours a day. But then as you were saying, you were working for 9 years constantly. Then when did you find time to study or what?
So actually, I did not get much time to prepare full-time. So what I used to do is we used to get weekends off, like Saturday and Sunday. So I used to utilize my weekends very effectively, and weekdays before going to office, morning hours and evening time, at least 4 hours I used to do regularly.
Daily?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what exactly motivated you to get into this UPSC? What was that factor that, as you were already settled, I can call that because you were already working and you were married also. So what actually motivated you to come to UPSC?
Actually, my father is a headmaster. So I grew up seeing him working with people, and he was not just focusing on teaching. He did a lot of things to improve infrastructure of his schools. Okay. So I thought like being with public, we get a lot of opportunity to make a change. When being a headmaster, taking care of one single school, if he was able to bring that impact. When he joined, there were no rooms. But when he retired, there were 4 rooms and even an auditorium. It's all in an aided school where funds are very less. So I thought like being in a good civil servant position will give me a lot of opportunity to make that change. But again, it took me a lot of attempts, but I had anyway settled in IT. I realized that the compensation is not something that is giving me satisfaction. I wanted to work in more challenging and very diverse fields. So I really got back to my plan of joining civil services, which was motivated and inspired by my father. I took a break, and then even then I was feeling that I have to appear again. So that's
so there's a superhero behind a superwoman, we can call that. Your father, your role model. Okay. So while working full-time in a job, Navya, so how would you manage your time? So was it just in the weekends or like how? like how did you try to concentrate on that? How was it your time pattern?
So in my beginning four attempts, right, I couldn't qualify prelims. The reason being I was working, but I had not planned how to use my work. I used to think that since I'm preparing with my work, and that's not that is taking me a lot of attempt. I used to see that my work is something that is taking away my time. But the problem is I was very pathetic in planning, organizing things. So I used to travel 7 hours a day and work for 8 hours, and then my preparation used to happen in this travel time and over weekends. And I was expecting that to get through this exam, which was very, very sad. So when I took break, I did a lot of introspection to see that what really went wrong. Did I really not fit into the exam process, or was it something terribly wrong from my end? So that the very first thing that came to my mind was this: work is not a problem, but how we manage time, that's more important. Because with work, I really got a lot of skills which helped me in this exam. But yeah, I shouldn't have traveled because I wanted to stay with my family. I chose to travel. But this time, what I did differently is I took a room beside near to my home, and also I took a job which had permanent work from home. So I used to cut down the travel time, and also the role. I worked in a product company for 2 to 3 years. There were a lot of technical skills that I had acquired, which really helped me to do my job as a consultant very easily. So I used to take very less number of hours, so I could get more. I could focus more on my studies, and whenever I am working, I could do effectively. And work hours was also from 2 to 11. So there was a lot of planning that went behind in getting that productive hours. Yeah.
I think each and every hour matters to you while you're preparing, is it? So I think this introspection would have helped you a lot. So Navya, what would you tell the aspirants right now who are preparing for UPSC, who are struggling in the same phase, what you have gone through, with respect to time and working in a full-time job? What advice would you give them as you have gone through that phase?
So I would say that the first few attempts are really important. I think we should not commit mistake and learn by those mistakes like I did. Instead, we should focus more on learning from others' mistake. If they could take something away from me, I would tell them that balancing work is very good, but you should see how you balance the work. It's not that you totally quit the job and prepare for this exam, but with the limited time, how well you are able to plan and manage. So that is more important. So we need to just adapt to our existing circumstances instead of telling, no, I don't have this, I don't have time, I need to work, I don't get the support. So we need to adapt to the situations, and we should see how well we can get things with the existing circumstances. That is more important, planning and not losing hope. And one thing that I would suggest is, when we come out of this exam, right, for something, if it is not working for us, we should not leave the process with regret. We should feel like, okay, I gave my best, and for some reason I'm not in the list, and it's totally fine not to be in the list. UPSC is one of the good things, but it's not the only thing. I would definitely do something else. So that should be the attitude. So we should not leave the process with regret. For that, we really need to work hard so that we give our best in the process.
Guys, takeaway point, adaptation, which is most important. I really like that. Okay, instead of sitting and cribbing that, I don't have time, I don't have this. I think, you need to adapt, you need to get some changes in your patterns, and probably you'll be there. So Navya, where did you take your foundation classes from?
I didn't join any foundation as such, but in 2015 I was attending this Shankar Academy weekend classes in Chennai. I did it for a few days, and then I had very less time to prepare on my own. So if I joined foundation, I couldn't get time for myself to study, so I didn't take any foundation.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, isn't it difficult, for the preparation without any foundation classes and courses? Because I see many of the students going to foundation classes and all. How did you manage?
Ma'am, I think it depends on the student. If someone is feeling very difficult to understand it by themselves, then joining classes and taking some support will really help them. But if someone like me, who is already occupied with a lot of things like work and family, I can't give much time to go attend the classes, take notes and study on that. So what is more important is, I know I can't give much time. So instead of telling that I didn't take any classes, I should be confident enough that whatever I'm doing, it's good. And for those students who are taking the coaching, they shouldn't totally rely on that classes. They should also put their efforts and study on their own. That is more important than taking the foundation or not. It's up to their circumstances.
But then, how did you know that you were on the right path? See, because since you have not taken any guidance or anything, then how did you know that you were doing right, the things in the right way?
Actually, this is a very good question. I really was not knowing that I was doing the right
Okay.
thing. And that is something that costed me 4 attempts.
Oh.
Like I said, right? There is always a preoccupation, maybe because I didn't have anyone in my family who had appeared for this exam, that it's luck matters a lot in this exam.
Definitely.
That was the preoccupation that I had, and I used to study without knowing what is being asked. And the only paper that I used to solve was in the prelims examination.
Oh,
So that really costed me 4 years, 4 to 5 years, which are more productive. So then right direction is definitely required. If not classes, at least we should analyze it for ourselves. Are we doing it better?
Exactly.
So this in this attempt, I was trying to answer PYQs. Previously, I used to consume the content, but this time I started to analyze it. And then I realized that somewhere I need to enforce that discipline in a much better way. I took some daily tests. So I
Okay.
joined some daily test series so that every day there was test at 8 a.m. So I come and I give the test.
So Navya, how was your preparation for mains? Since for prelims you had to, struggle for 4 years and get through it. So after prelims, how was the preparation for your mains?
For mains, I was actually not knowing GS1, GS2, what are the subjects within that. I was really not aware. I had no notes of my own. So I came to Sir Krupal Sir of this Fight Club IAS. I came to Sir telling, Sir, I really don't have any notes and I don't know what is there also. But I really want to get through this exam. You please let me know. I'm really ready to work hard. So even I don't know, Sir was like, Sir gave very positive hope that if you can do it. I'm not sure if without notes I could do it, but the Sir had given only the assurance that you can do it. Even within 2 months of span, you will be able to do it.
Only that's it. You had only that 2 months to prepare.
Yeah, 2 months, because I was working also. I could take break
Okay.
only for some 15 days.
Okay.
So till then I was working because our project had some go live, so I couldn't afford to take leaves then.
Okay.
So my preparation for mains, I'm really very thankful for the Fight Club and the Krupal Sir, because they guided me very rightly in that situation. Otherwise, I would have gone clueless on what to study. And definitely, if you see my first test and the last test, there's really lot of transformation, and nobody believes that happened within a span of 2 months.
Yeah.
So my hard work was channelized in the right direction, I would say.
Which is very important.
Yeah.
True. So according to you, Navya, which is tougher, prelims or mains?
Ma'am, according to me, every phase of this exam is really tough. It's really hectic. In prelims also, even this attempt when I was going to attend the prelims exam, I was so anxious and stressed. I was feeling I already have a good job. Why do I want to go right?
Okay.
The day of going to the exam also, I wanted to stop my cab and go back home. That was the feeling. I gave first paper. For second paper, I was like, okay, now I'll go back home.
Okay.
So there's lot that you get negative thoughts. It's very stressful, but still we need to hold on to that. We need to let that moment pass. That is more important. Even during mains, we have to write a lot. And I used to always come to institute crying, Sir, I really can't complete paper, and I don't know how people are completing paper. I really don't understand. So that was my state. So every phase, I think it's really hectic. We need to be mentally very strong and face it. So that's more important.
That is definitely there, especially with this exam.
Yeah.
True. So Navya, there is a common this thing, like many students, almost everyone go take this mains test series and all, and still they don't crack. But then what makes the difference? What, according to you, is that, what are the benefits of taking a test series, or how it helped you? Can you just explain?
So everyone takes test series, definitely, like you said, but what really matters is how seriously we take that. So not just having the mentor, trusting the mentor, what they're telling, that's more important, because we need to appear the test. But every time before we go on to give the test, we always get a second thought, I'm not prepared, I'll take it tomorrow. So we need to come out of that thought. So when we came, the very first day, Sir had told that you'll be getting this thought multiple times, but still you have to come. And that's the only words that used to echo me whenever there was a test. No, I don't know, that's okay. I just need to go and write the test. So that is one thing. And also, when we write the test, it's not just we write and we just move on to the next subject. We need to really focus on the feedback that's being given. So we have to take it seriously. We need to understand why this is given, and we need to make sure that the same feedback is not given in the next test. So I used to have my small spiral binding, like where I see that some feedback is different. So I used to write it down, and before going to the next text, I used to see it. Like data was missing in few things, and somewhere I could have used some flow diagram which I missed. So these things I used to write, and before going to the next test, I used to see it, so that I used to try not to make the same mistake. So I think that is really important. We work on our feedback and trust the mentor. So that is.
So, sir used to give you all those feedback specifically,
Yes.
is it? Okay. And then that helped you come out. Okay. So, what was your reaction once you saw your name on the list? You know.
Yeah, actually, I was shocked. I was quite surprised. I was thinking that I was able to write decent answers in mains.
Okay.
I had some confidence that there are chances that I could get through, but since I was not knowing how the evaluation pattern goes and all, I was not very sure that I would clear the mains and the entire process. But when I got my result, I was really shocked, and I was very thankful for everyone around, for my family, for my mentors. So more than happy, I was grateful because I thought there is a lot I could improve. So I was still not very happy, but I was very grateful about it.
What is the role of your family in your success? Like, how did they support you? Because handling a kid is not really an easy thing. So how was their role in your preparation?
Yeah, my family was extremely supportive since childhood, right? There was this inculcation of that attitude of running behind perfection, which we regret at that time. We're like, why they are doing this? My dad used to not sign my marks card. Even if I scored 99%, I was like, why he is doing this? So even my mom, she used to really work hard. So that kind of resilience and adaptation was something that I got from my parents. And when I married, my in-laws were very supportive. So they did not restrict me to do some household things or anything. They understand that I'm already working and I'm aspiring for something. So they should give me time. They took care of my child and my husband also. Like even he was falling sick. He had dengue and all during my mains. My kid was totally sick. But he took care of my son, because he understands that whatever I'm pursuing is more important. So they really backed me a lot, and they were someone they do not know anything about this exam, but still they used to give some hope that you will make it.
No, I think that's most important, right, for you, because I think you'll be in that thing, that guilt of not giving time to your family, your son, and all, and that time your family plays a very important role.
And even when I had taken that 4 years break, right, I had totally left the exam. So I used to think that I already have a very stable and my profile was good. So I can definitely do well in this IT field. But my mother still used to follow every year result. She used to tell me like, when will I find your name in this list? And I was really shocked. How is she so hopeful about me when I have not even cleared prelims for so long? So that really led to a lot of regret that I couldn't do, and I really wanted to give myself another opportunity. And my husband also supported a lot. He took care of kid. I really wanted to give value to the time that he has taken out to take care of kid, my in-laws. So that regret was definitely there. So I think that compelled me to face all kind of stress that I took, because that was more important.
That's nice. So, but I think everything is paid off right now at the end when you see your name on that list. Yeah, it's all worth it. So, how important is the role of a mentor in this exam according to you?
The role of mentor is extremely important, and we need to get the right mentor. The mentor should be motivating. This exam is very stressful. We all know that we all always have that doubt on our capabilities. But mentor is someone who should support us and motivate us, but also should tell what are the loopholes that are there in our preparation. And the constructive criticism is very much important. And that is something that really differentiates. I can't stress the role of mentor enough, because I have failed 4 times in prelims, and I realized I was working hard. I was never a student who wasted the time, but my hard work was not in the right direction. So this time when I came to Krupal sir, I felt that I was with the right institute who gave me time. It's not like they evaluated my answer, asked someone to collect, and I read my feedback on my own. It was not like that. Sir used to tell, and even sometimes when it is very critical that I was making a lot of mistakes, sir used to evaluate it in front of me and tell that this is how you have written, so you need to change it. So all those things, right, when we analyze it by ourselves, we just see from our angle only. But when we get it through mentor, we get a lot of diverse views, and that is more important.
experience matters actually
Yeah.
in this. True. Now, coming to the interview part of this exam, Navya, like, what do you think is the essential part to get good marks in the interview for this exam?
So the first thing that comes to my mind is confidence. We know we are all stressed, and when we go and sit right out of the door, we feel like running away. But
Okay.
for some reason, this time when I entered the UPSC board, right, I was really happy. I did not think that I've come here to give the exam. I was like, I never thought that I'll come inside the UPSC house and I'm
Okay.
here, and I was very happy about that. So we need to feel good about ourselves for reaching that stage. So that itself will kill all the stress that we have. And we need to be confident because we are those people who have struggled a lot to come there, and that is something that we should be very grateful about. So that confidence really matters when we go and the board, right, even though they're asking questions which we do not know, so politely telling them we do not know, and but still not being very submissive, they really play a major role. And sometimes we need to talk to ourselves telling that no, we need to be confident.
Okay.
Being confident in the exam is very important. Even in this my interview, right? I was after coming out of the interview, I was in doubt. Was I extremely confident?
Okay.
That was because the day before going to the interview, Krupal sir had called and had given the pep talk, and I was like fully motivated. I was
Okay.
in full energy, like extremely confident.
Okay.
So
Not
even-
nervous a bit also.
No, I was not nervous
Okay.
because
You were
I was
happy.
feeling happy.
Okay.
And I thought like, no, I've come here with my job and managing so many things. Even if interview is not working for me, I can't really do anything about it.
Exactly. You did all that you can do
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
So it is up to them how they perceive what I talk. But I was trying to be humble and polite and confident.
Okay.
So I think that is important.
So your interview also went that cool.
Yeah, they were very cordial. My board
Okay.
was extremely cordial. They did all that to make me feel comfortable.
Okay.
And they were asking mostly about my work experience.
Okay.
So it was good.
Okay. So do mock interviews really help you for this?
Yeah, to a certain extent, mock interviews helped me, but I felt like one-on-ones were very, very effective than mock, because in one-on-ones we get to know how we performed in our previous one-on-one and now. So that comparison will be there. But when we give mock, we just go give one mock and we come back and we don't go to the same panel again. Until and unless we analyze it by ourselves, they're good to a certain extent. They increase our knowledge, depth and breadth. So they ask a lot of topics. If we don't know the topics, we can come back home and prepare on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to see how we are talking, the way we are entering, the way we are greeting, those basic etiquettes, I think mocks play some role. But in case if you are not able to give any mocks also, it's totally fine, I feel. Because after this attempt, I realized even if we don't give any mocks, it's totally fine as long as we practice more on talking
Okay.
and be confident and increase our knowledge on the current affairs and mostly on DAF.
Oh, okay. Okay. So to an extent, yes, the
Yes.
mock interviews do help.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Navya, what message would you like to give all the aspirants right now who are trying to prepare?
Yeah, just please don't leave the process with any regrets that I could have done it better. Let that not regrets settle with you. Please give your best, and when you come out, you should feel very grateful that I gave my best. But for some reason, I'm not in the list. And success can definitely be delayed, but it will never be denied. So I could say that now, because after having studied for so many close to 9.5 years, so I think that's more important.
That's nice. So thank you so much, Navya, for giving us your valuable time, taking out time, coming here, and giving your valuable information to all the students out there. Thank you so much. It was really great having you here today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really an enriching conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.